Hi, everybody. We are here for the January 2025 energy update. Yep, the year's ready to close out. I still can't believe it, but do kind of a maybe we'll do a little recap today here. I don't know. We'll just see what comes through. But most certainly going to give you a sense of things to come. And I'm going to finish it with a Light Keepers channeled message for you specifically. It's actually, if you follow me on my email list, you will have received this message in this week's offering. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it again, even if you've read it once before. So I will close with that today. All right, well, let's just kind of do a little bit of wrap up, see what they have to say about that. Oh, okay, so they just said you have achieved so much this year. Yeah. Oh, interesting. They just said going through the gauntlet of your own personal journey. Oh my gosh, isn't that the truth? We've all had our own things that we have been working on. And, the thing is, it doesn't have to be, we all have things. We have a tendency to feel like they must be big things. They have to be, just this is kind of how humans are, right? Like we have to make a market impact by some huge thing. But I'm telling you right now, it's all in the little day-to-day things that lead up to being able to deal with the other things that come our way, right? So again, really applauding, they just said applauding you for the year, because as you may recall from the 2023-2024 channels that I've done, 2023 and 2024 were leading us up to be able to navigate. They just said navigate through 2025 and 2026 when we're going to see a lot of disruption, okay? But the point of 2023 and 2024, as you may have noticed, and when I talked about the theme for those years was creative expansion. And so it was a creative expansion for 2023, creative expansion 2.0 for 2024, and that was all about, if you might remember, I had said when they brought it through to me, I was like, all right, this is so cool. We're going to create. Well, they said, no, yeah, right, but you got to clear out all the stuff first, or some of the stuff, because we continue to grow, right? But you got to work on the things. It's the breakdown now, right? We were breaking down in our own personal, individual journeys, deciding what serves us, deciding what doesn't. Okay, so remember, we are the precursor to what the collective's going to go through, all right? Those of us who are light workers are the forefront of this larger collective journey. So, we're the head of the dog, right? So we're moving the nose of the dog, right? So we're moving forward and we're experiencing a lot of this first. Again, remember this whole idea of cutting down the jungle pathway, or all those metaphors that show us moving, climbing the mountain first, hitting the summit first, whatever that is. So what's happening now is what we're going to see more of is this larger collective breakdown in 2025, 2026, because we've paved the way, all right? We've shaken the earth, okay? Because we're all around the world. We're a very important conduit for this energy. As we work on ourselves, we are an open vessel. We are an open vessel to the energy that wants to come in to assist in this ascension journey. And as we do that around the world as light workers, we are shaking ground. And so what happens is we start, as I've said before, pulling the others along. And that's why we see such struggle with so many people, right? Not being aware that what they're going through. And so we're seeing extremes of the way humans can behave and react, but it's because they're being pulled through the knothole, all right? We have, they just said, okay. Wow. They just showed us starting to come out of the knothole. They just said, oh my God, they're so funny sometimes. Crowning. We're crowning. Oh my God. We're rebirthing. But anyway, babe that knows what that means, it's the start of the birth, the crown of the head of the baby shows, right? So we are moving through that. But now this is the hard part, right? And I've not had children, but the birthing process sounds a little arduous to me. But I think the crowning part is once we've got the crowning, then it's like, this is where this really starts to get arduous, is what I'll say. So they're showing this as a birthing process, right? So we are crowning in that sense. We're pulling the rest through, but here's what I want you to know, is the work that we did in 2024 is now going to be more of a collective kind of thing. So your individual journey, if you think about what you went through, magnify that by hundreds of thousands of people and think of the energy that that presents. They're going through that in 2024, but at the same time, with this tumultuous change and shift that's coming out of 2023 and 2024, because we have shaken the ground, okay? We've shaken the ground. So now we're coming, I don't want to say out of that, but we're coming through that, and the others are, it's like they're just showing now, they're showing a train, like the engine goes first, right? And that's all the steam coming out, or coal, whatever, the steam coming out, the smoke coming out. That's the workhorse, right? The workhorse. And so now all the rest of the cars are coming through the tunnel. That's another metaphor they're giving. So what's happening now, we're going to see in 2024, and again, it's going to be the lens you use to look at this, and we're going to talk about this. It's going to be the lens you use, okay? And staying in your own vibratory field. Stay in your lane. That's what they're saying, okay? But we're going to be like looking behind going, oh man, that train car is on fire. We need to go put that fire out, kind of thing, right? Like you're going to see the uphill battle in that sense, okay? But we're coming through this. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't still have our own things that we're working on. This is a continuous journey, but remember this. And I know this from personal experience, and I've seen this with others, but as we keep maturing in this journey, we start speaking the language and understanding the language of the universe, and being able to also understand the patterns that are presented to us, the ways the universe speaks to us, and everyone's unique, but there's a commonality in like synchronicity, pattern, etc. But being able to then translate that into your own journey of when something does show up, you're not freaking out anymore. You're going, okay, I know what this is about. Okay, I have my process. I need to do this. I need to use this process for the journey forward. Okay, so we mature in this process, right? And as we do this, then we become stronger in our frequency and our vibration, and we are the engine pulling the others along. So what we're going to see in 2025 is going to, if I said 2024 before about the future, I meant 2025. Anyway, so 2025, we're going to see the rest of the passenger cars coming through this tunnel, and we're going to see a lot of like wanting to get off the train idea. And I'm not talking suicide necessarily, right? I'm just talking about this whole journey in general, and a lot of fear and a lot of concern and worry, but we're going to see a lot of breakdown. Okay, but you already know what this is about. So what you got to do in this journey to come, and this is January, but we're really talking the year. Since we're going to see, and they always show this right now, well, not always, right now they're showing through April, these first 4 to 6 months or so is going to be massive shift and change. I'm not talking just in the United States. I'm talking everywhere, okay? There's massive shift and change. We all influence each other, but what we're going to see is, okay, this is going to be hard to translate, but what you see is going to be dependent on the lens you use, all right? So many will say, oh my God, we're going to hell in a handbasket. When many of us, light workers, understanding and more mature in this journey, are going to go, yeah, no, this is the process. This is all, even though it's not going to look pretty, this is all part of the journey. But this is going to be the tough times, okay? We're going through a big, the rest of the train's going through the tunnel, okay? Excuse me. And we're on an incline, all right? You can think of it like that. So we're just going to see kind of house of fire kind of idea, but you're going to know. You just got to stay in your lane. Stay in your high vibration, all right? Now remember, if you remember my videos of figure 8, how we do this, right? Across time, we move in and out of 3 to 5, 3 to 5, 3 to 5, or, whatever dimensions you want to call it, right? Whatever numbers you want to give it. We do this. We don't just go, oh, I'm done, I'm in 5D. That energy shows up in us, okay? It shows up in us through the work that we do in the vibration and the frequency and all the encounters we have. But we will move in and out of that. We bring that energy into our day-to-day. And sometimes we will be in that 3D space, and you're going to know it more. But just understand that what we're doing is we need to stay in our lane. We need to always remember to hold on and hold fast to our practices and our self-care. And we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. But you're going to want to use this is the theme. You want to use the lens, all right? What lens are you going to use? What lens are you going to use? Are you going to use the lens of, oh, I got to survive this and I need to, and each to their own, but I'm not getting this at all. Like, I got to stock up and I have to live in fear, because that's fear, like stocking up and having to like prepare for every eventuality. I mean, okay, if that's your jam, fine, but that's also living in a fear state, okay, a lack state. We will be taken care of, but we will still be going through our own individual journey, but we're pulling the train. I'm telling you this right now. We are pulling the train, and the train, we're crowning, we're coming through the tunnel. They keep showing this, the engine and the smoke coming out, and we're coming through, and we're uphill like this, okay? We're coming through. But the train has to go through with all the passengers in it, and that is the collective, and that's the breakdown, okay? We're really going to see breakdown. Now, this isn't going to just end in 2025. We just be in amazement. I would say just be in amazement as to what you see out there. Now, this is not about going and drowning in all that's out there at all. Again, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Many of you have gotten to this point where you know how to manage through a good part of this journey. I do feel that there will be things that will try to shake us off our core, will shake us off that foundation we have created for ourselves. But just, if you fall off, clean up your knees and get back on. But be very attuned to the emotion and the feeling that you have as you go through the experiences that we're going to experience collectively, and of course individually, but collectively. Understand what you're feeling in the emotion, and make sure that you're not getting the sort of lasso. I can never say this word right. Around your neck, you're getting pulled in. Okay, no, cut that rope, and understand where that emotion is coming from. Is it fear? What is it? Is it anger? What is it? What is it? Where's it coming from? And how can you neutralize? They just said the word neutralize that into love. How can you neutralize? Excuse me, that into love. All right. Now, well, we could talk all day long about how do you neutralize things that aren't of love nature into love. It's also about not putting more anger or fear energy into it. All right, coming from a space of understanding these things are all meant to happen because the breakdown has to happen before the growth happens. But 2024 is going to be a huge time of, let's just see, what did they just say? So they said I wrote this down beforehand, huge acceleration, okay? Huge acceleration. And before I started this video, they showed like a car, like a little car, and all of a sudden it just guns the accelerator and poof, it's gone. That's going to happen for a lot of individuals, and the collective is going to kind of be in this like picking up the pieces idea. So you're going to feel like we're picking up a lot of pieces, or that a lot is crumbling down, or a lot of like wondering what might happen because of what we hear. It's not all going to happen immediately, but there's going to be a lot of push and pull. And it is really where, okay, this is the theme. Okay, there are a couple things. So first of all, it's the lens you're going to use. It's the lens you're going to use. Remember, if you start getting into fear and worry and all of that, you got to reset yourself. So remember the lens. Remember, this is all part of this journey of us moving into this higher space of consciousness collectively. And we are being waited on, I will tell you. Out there, it is a collective, like, get the popcorn out and let's watch this show. And of course, we have interaction as well. So, but they also said it's where the rubber meets the road. Oh, no wonder they gave the car theme. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay. Where rubber meets the road of actual creating. Okay, so remember, it's not everyone. We are wave upon wave upon wave, but we are creating. Like, there are people in corners of the world, corners of places, creating things. They're not even aware that they're part of this journey, but they are doing things that are so new and working for the higher good that it's all going to start. I know people are going to start coming together in ways we would not expect it. Now, you're not necessarily going to hear about this. It could be your neighbor down the road that connects with so-and-so and so-and-so, and then there's this newfound creation. It may just be energy because, of course, remember, everything's energy. It may be that newfound connection that is energetically made as we weave, right? We weave this new network of energy around. Whoa, I just got huge chills. as these connections are made, souls are finding each other again, okay? And they're creating a new part of this grid structure that is happening. And it's a love-based grid structure, right? It's a new consciousness, a higher consciousness. So we're preparing, I mean, that is really being worked on. I'm not kidding you. And it's all connected through our work that we're doing and these amazing connections that are being made with people throughout the planet. So it's really where rubber meets the road, which as far as actual creating, yes, we're going to break down. Yes, we're going to break down. But I'm talking about those of us in the forefront here. Man, there is going to be a lot of rubber meets the road. There's going to be new things built this year that you won't even be able to imagine, even coming from you. Okay? Remember that. Remember that. So it's the lens you're going to use as to what is going to come and how you're going to deal with that, what that's going to feel like, and the vibration that you present out. So always remember you are more than this human body, as I think many of you know, but it's the energetic component of us that exudes out to others. Many of you, well, most of us have other roles that we don't even know about. Collective clearers, people who are in environments that they're wondering as a human, why am I in this environment? Well, you're transmuting energies for certain individuals, certain groups of people. And doesn't mean that will always serve you, but there is purpose to being where you are. All right? Again, we're always going to be in the space of hold fast to how you treat yourself, hold fast to the love energy for yourself, hold fast to what you know to be true, and to understand that this is a time of high acceleration in every aspect of our journey, and that you're going to be motivated and given momentum forward in whatever it is that is yours. So we are really picking up the pace. We're picking up the pace. And I think a lot of you noticed this, at least I did. Oh my gosh. You know, I've always said, after Labor Day here in the United States, we celebrate Labor Day the first, I think it's weekend of September, usually. And you know, the rest of the year just evaporates. Well, this year was no exception, but it was like on steroids. December was a really interesting month, as we talked about. You know, we've had the solstice energy come in, which opened the gateway for us to move forward into these new times. It has really elevated us, a real opportunity for this new energy to come in and meet us, is what I just heard, this new energy. I think, again, we're in this solar maximum, which I don't think is ending anytime soon. I mean, I know there are dates out there and all of that, but I just keep getting that this is just continuing to ramp up. I think we just had I think it was, I don't know, it was an M class, X class. I think X is the highest. I don't know these real specific, but I think we just had a big M class solar flare. Again, this is a day or two ago, so I haven't looked lately, but I want you to know that these energies are here for your growth and your ascension journey as well. So we really want to recognize those, recognize what Earth and the Sun are doing for us in the, they just said in collaboration. And it's a symbiotic relationship. It's assisting us forward. So as we move into, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, lighter, more daytime, and our Southern Hemisphere friends move into the shorter days as such, we want to understand that it is all about a balance, which is why we have that too, right? If you think of everything being balanced, that's where we're headed. We're having to balance out. We balance out just even what I just talked about. You know, more daylight, less daylight, more daylight, less daylight, okay? And so what we're doing now is we're working on this rebalancing, which is us as these light workers creating that earthquake, that trembling, which then, think about earthquakes, rebalances things. I think we're going to see a lot of earth events as well. It feels very water earthquake based, okay? There is an arising they keep talking about. Now, I don't know if this is next year. I don't know my timing on this. But there's an arising, like a movement up. Movement up. I keep feeling like there is going to be some sense of new land found or formed or re-emerging, okay? But there is I just got chills. There's the metaphor they're using is this tumultuous time we're in, and we are resetting. So it's going to be this. It's going to be this, okay? But the thing is, you know how to turn this tide. You know how to move through this. Again, it will be very much about not getting pulled off center. You know what you know already. You know what you know. A lot of people think it's a whole hot mess out there now. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, we're in for so much more coming up, but it's meant to happen. It's meant to happen. And I know it doesn't look pretty from the human journey, But embrace this journey, embrace what you've done to get here and what you're going to be doing moving forward, because you're all contributing to this, is what I will tell you. Let's just see. So remember, it's the lens you use. When things show up, whether it be collectively, okay, or some event, I don't know, political, country-wise, whatever, some event, whatever it is that can take you off your center, I want you to look at the lens you're using. Wait a minute. What is this a part of? This is a part of. This. What is this a part of? Okay? And, I've always said the shrapnel flies around us. And yeah, sometimes we get nicked and scraped and we got to bandage ourselves too. But again, your vibration is... Your vibration is your currency, as we've said before. Your vibration is your currency. We're ultimately going there, is what I will tell you. So be aware that in every sector, I just heard that, every sector, we're going to see something happening, okay? Something happening to realign, reinvent, I just heard. And there are those working on this reinvention right now, okay? Reinvention as the rest starts to break down. I've always said to you, because I know a lot of you are worried about what's coming in 2025. Maybe not as many of you that are in my audience because you understand this journey more, but there are a lot of people with a lot of fear out there. And so, again, this is this tumultuous time, but what we're doing is we're swimming above the fray, okay? Our heads are above the water. We're actually swimming quite nicely as light workers, okay? And, they give 10,000 metaphors of like, oh, I got to go back and rescue so-and-so, right? In the sense of the collective, right? So, again, they just said stick to the knitting. Oh, stick to what you know. Yeah, because so many of us, and it's wave upon wave, but, and so if this sounds a little above your head, just know this is, where you're going. But you already know how to handle these times, okay? And the times that are to come. And they're full of us being able to witness. I just heard the word witness, this dramatic shift and change. So hold on to your seats, get your popcorn out. I guess they've got their popcorn out. Sit back, but also act as you need to in your own journey and as you are personally called to do. So I think right now what we're going to do is, let me see if there's anything else. Wow, that just happened. I didn't introduce myself again. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Carolyn Zaiser. I'm a channel, I'm a distance energy healer, and I'm a spiritual awakening mentor, where I offer you channeled messages like this through my video, as well as individual work that we can do together. So you can check my website out, purplerainhealing.com, for all of my services. But anyway, so let me see if there's anything else we want to cover. And then I really want to share this beautiful message with you to take you into the new times to come. So let's just see if there's anything else they want to have pop in here. They just said above the fray. Yeah, we're going to... It's a little like we're, as light workers, looking... I keep getting, like, we're up here looking down on, watching... Oh, this is the observer. It's really interesting. It's kind of angelic looking, like looking down on the little towns. But this is the observer, being able to observe what's happening. And, whoa, I just got chills. And present the light out. Yep, exactly. So, let's see if we have any collective events to be aware of. Yeah, there feels to be, I still get this. I don't know what's going on out there now, to tell you the truth, across the world. Like, I mean, to a degree I do, obviously, but I still get this idea of localized collective, like uprisings and events. It's not like, how do I explain this? Like, let's just use the United States as an example. The whole United States is going into a civil war. Now, we might find that kind of hard to believe, but that's 330 some million people, right? I mean, that's not what we've got going on here. But we are going to see pockets of conflict that will present itself. And those individuals in those areas that are in that conflict, whether it's just a neighborhood squabble, family thing, full on blown country, whatever it is, those people are coming together to take care of the things that they have karmically brought in. Oh my God. So I have a lot of chills. So what they're saying is, They're showing little spinning circles, and then some of them are bigger, all over the globe. And these are all the souls that have come together to work out. This is all karmic stuff, is what I'm getting. Karmic stuff. Remember, most of us are back from the Orion Wars too. We've talked about that before. You got all that, right? But we're taking care of conflicts in localized areas. Teeny, maybe family, big, country, war, all that stuff. All this, right? Anywhere where you can see conflict, from the smallest to the largest, is what I'm getting. Is this is a very much a localized kind of situation where they just said karmic ties will be dropped, will be cut. Karmic ties will be dropped. Okay. Oh, makes me want to watch the news, which I never will probably do, but I do. You know, you get the news you're meant to get. You know what I mean? Like, you can't avoid it, really, in a way, especially with the work that I do. So it's really interesting. So I think what we're going to do today is, that's your kind of glimpse of things to come. We kind of focused on a lot of 2024, but this is the energy that's presenting to us in January. We do have some alignments coming up. I'm not an astrologer, but I do know there's some interesting energies coming in, an alignment. They just said alignments, and that will continue to accelerate the already presented energies from 2024, most particularly since the last 6 months of 2024. Things really ramped up, and this is like a continuation. So there's a planetary alignment coming up. That's a big deal. I need to learn more about that as a human. So anyway, I'm just getting that. I don't know what that is. It feels like January, February timeframe. I think somebody actually might have mentioned this to me, which is aligning with what I'm getting. So anyway, needless to say, just understand that we will always have these alignments. It will continue. It's a continuous shift of consciousness. It's just all assisting us continually. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and finish this up by reading the channel. All right, hold on, because I need to find this. It's from the Light Keepers, who, as most of you know, that's how I started my journey of channeling. They started bringing poetry through to me in a very specific way, because I'm not a poet, and it was really interesting. It started all in Sedona, as many of you know, and then I channeled poetry, hundreds of poems, for the next year and a half. And then I continue to do so as I'm called to do that. But then that was the foundation of me starting my journey with assisting those of you who are awakening and want some help. So that said, we're going to read this, and I hope you enjoy it. Again, this is one that if you're on my email list, which on my website you can go down, plus there's a link in the description box you can go to and sign up, and you will get one of these a week, usually every Friday. This week I was a little late because of the holidays, but this is one that came out this week for those of you who've not had the opportunity to see this. But do join my email list, because that's what I use it for. A nice message for every week. All right, here we go. You are growing and changing by leaps and bounds. There has never been a time before like this. No one will stop you now. For you have reached a momentum and tide as yourself and as a collective of humankind. On the outside, it may not seem as such, but it is true. We see you from afar and understand the glorious work you have done. The suffering, the sadness, the joys, the happiness, the pains of the body, mind, and soul, as you move through these energetic times. You are a channel of light. You must understand and know that this is your power of all that you are. You manifest from and with all light that enters. When the light dims, it is a difficult journey to create. When the light is bright, all the diamonds can be seen. It is of your choice. Keep the light bright within yourself, the spark that moves you forward in your journey and helps you see each day anew when others only see darker times. For it is the lens that you use to see what is. It is always that. The light you embody, the lens you use, and how you see the turn of events occurring in the course of your day. Be the channel, be the light, and bring through all of the glorious delight that is the expansiveness of who you are. Do not tremble at what surrounds you. Stand strong and tall in your being. Carry the light forward as the candlestick holds the flame, and for those walking forward in their dark days in the night of time. You, the pillar of light, begin to see the shift and change. For it is through the light that you will create and sustain all around you. For it is currently the knothole of time, and you are moving through this as a collective, reaching a new frequency and vibration of the divine. Days will come and you will journey back and forth in time as you desire, creating beauty in your way. All for one and one for all in this journey forward. Love one another deeply, smile from your heart into the eyes of the other, break from the status quo, become who you know you have always been. This is your day and this is your time. May glory rest with you in all that you do this day forward. The Light Keepers. Okay, everyone, that is your little ending of your message for the channel of January 2025. So here we go, everyone. Again, if you'd like to work with me, check out purplerainhealing.com, where you can see all of my services of assisting you forward in your spiritual awakening journey, in your life journey, and these ascension times. So again, thank you so much for joining me again. I look forward to connecting more with you as we move into 2025. Take care and Happy New Year.